Hello, so nice that you are here with me again. I'm super grateful you're following and joining my yoga classes. Super happy to see you back. And today I'm gonna bring you along on a journey, a small yin and yang journey to maintain our grounding, to also maybe when we feel a little bit less grounded at the moment, to come back to ourselves, to come back within. Sometimes we find ourselves worrying or being a little bit anxious, and we feel like, oh, our spontaneity or our 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 calm is gone. Then we sometimes need some posture, some exercise to come back again. So I made a small sequence where we first focus on some movement, some activating of our system, and then we will dive into some yin to ground even more. So for today, we do need a few props. So if you have a big bolster, get one, or something from the couch where you can prop yourself up. We really want to lay on it with our whole body on one point. So it needs to be quite big enough. And a block and a blanket, or a book and a blanket, or a towel, anything you have nearby. And then from there we can start and go into the journey of our spleen on its physical level and its energetic level. So I will tell you a bit more along the way we're going into practice. So make sure you have the props around you really like having around to be more comfortable in certain yin poses. But for now, place the block horizontally behind you on the mat, and maybe the blanket for your head behind that. So you can always see if you need it or not. And then from here, place your elbows next to the block and come and lay down all the way where you feel that your shoulder blades are carried by this block. So when your shoulder blades are held, you maybe experience that your lower rib cage is opening here a little bit. Maybe you want to place your feet as wide as the mat and your knees touching, tailbone tucked away from you. To really open from your belly button to your center of your chest, to feel the opening of the front of our chest by a small back bend. The pointy part of your shoulder blades are more or less reaching the lower part of the block or the book. And you can see if you want to keep this blanket underneath your head like this, or if you take it away, then the throat will open a little bit more backward. Just choose the option suiting you the best right now. And you can also choose to stretch out your legs and feel if your lower back is okay with that. Or you place your feet back again. Just figure out what is most comfortable for you on this moment right now. And then start breathing to the side flanks of your body, the sides where on the left side our spleen is a little bit hidden underneath our rib cage. On the right side, our liver. And see if you can start breathing to the focus towards your left side. See if you can place all the attention and breathing towards the area where our spleen is situated. In case you don't know or don't remember, you can place your left hand on your lower rib cage and feel the warmth going there. And visualize if you can breathe towards the warmth of this hand. And by using the movement, massaging yourself from inside out. And on every out breath, letting go any tensions a little bit more. And on every in breath, creating that space, that warmth. And maybe place your right hand also in your lower rib cage and feel the warmth on both sides. And start breathing equally to each side. So your rib cage is expanding and settling down again. Use your breath for this expansion. Then start focusing on the center, the area of your diaphragm, where your fingers are pointing towards. The area of the stomach. Breathing deeply in and out, giving some room to the stomach. And on every out breath, sinking down a little, surrendering a little bit more. And really feel your breath moving up and down. And with every out breath, you're sinking down more, connecting more to the ground below you. And in one moment, you place your hands along your side again, and if you can, melt a little bit more over that block, letting your shoulders hang a bit more and make your arms a bit more heavy. Whenever your mind is flying out, just see if you can bring your focus into the massage of your organs from inside out. On every out breath, sinking down. And breathe 3 times deeply in and out with a sigh. Breathing in for room and massage. And out to ground. One more time. And if you stretch out your legs, place your feet flat onto the mat again, and just move yourself onto your elbows away so that you can place your block a little bit away. And also the blanket. And just come lay down all the way back onto the mat. And feel how your body is doing right now. You experience the opening of your chest region, your diaphragm. Breathing deeply in and out to the side flanks of the body. Using your breath to massage yourself from inside out and traveling along with the warmth from within. Relax your jaw. And then bring your knees towards your chest and make some nice movements for your lower spine, circling a bit back and forth. Maybe you want to bring your knees a bit further away from your shoulders, but still holding with your hands. Make sure you're also circling from left to right, both sides. And bring your knees in and squeeze by holding your knees in the inside of your elbows and really squeeze those legs close to your body while creating length on both sides equally. So your left and your right side creating length while squeezing yourself in. Breathing in here and out. Keep on squeezing. Breathing in and out with a sigh. And from here, you let your legs go and move yourself to your side, your favorite side, and just breathe in and out here for a moment to the side flanks of your body, and also focus a bit to the back of your body. See what happens when you're breathing to your waist, your diaphragm, the center of your spine, where your lower rib cage is connected to. Focus point of today. And push yourself up into a seated position again. And then place your hands in Namaste in front of your heart. And maybe you want to set an intention, something you would wish yourself more focus upon, some more direction, something where you can feel supported and grounded. And whatever that focus might be, just see if you can bring that down into your feeling. Maybe it's a thought right now, but how does that focus feel? What happens if you focus with your mind towards your heart and see if you can connect to that feeling? And it's okay. If you don't feel this connection right now, we will go into some movements where you might experience something different afterwards. Breathing deeply in here. And tilt your head towards your heart so that your mind is always surrendering towards the wisdom of your own heart. Move your head up and directly come to hands and knees. With your hands underneath your shoulders and your knees underneath your hips or sitting bones. And start moving cat and cow up and down, to opening the spine a little bit. And see if you can focus on the length and the space on both sides of your rib cage. So how much room can you create even by this movement, opening the heart a bit more and rounding the spine and pushing through the central spine upward into the ceiling? How much your left and right side of the body are keeping its length. Slowly come to center and start wiggling from right to left, and feel also again the space you're giving to your left side where your spleen is sitting, and when you're squeezing the blood out by moving into a lateral flex and extension. And then come to center, place your hands outside of the mat and just make your cat and cow funky. Just move whatever direction feels good for your body right now. And then slowly stop the movement and then move yourself all the way onto your belly. And then bring your right leg up as if you're laying in a half sleeping position. Place your elbows underneath your shoulders. And then while pushing with your with your left hand a little bit into the floor, lift up your right hand and needle this hand towards the left. And see if you can place your right shoulder onto the mat, which is directly a pretty intensive twist for your center back. If your head is needing some support, you can always place a block or a blanket underneath your head. Choose what feels good for you. And then place your left hand on top of your right, as if you want to place your left hand on your right wrist so that the twist is maybe a little bit more active. And be aware that here we are still staying in a yang approach. So you are activating your muscles to deepening your stretch while feeling maybe the inner leg have some opening too. And start focusing on the breathing, on that center part of your body. Breathing deeply in and out. And use on every out breath your sigh to maybe ground and let go a little bit more. And keep on activating your left hand on top of your right hand. Keep on twisting a little bit more. If it feels too much, you back off a little. Breathing one more time deeply in. And then place your left hand with power into the floor so that you can unstrangle yourself. And then come, bring your right leg next to your left. Wiggle a bit from left to right. And then you place your hands outside of the mat. Now let's place them, actually your elbows underneath your shoulders first. Hands flat into the mat. And as if you want to move the mat towards you. So you're opening the chest a little bit more. Your shoulder blades are shifting down towards your waist. And see if you can open your chest a little bit more and relax your buttocks muscles as much as you can. So shifting the mat from, you want to shift it below you and opening the chest more. So the shoulder blades moving more towards your hips. Breathing deeply in here. And let go of the action. And now bend your left leg into this half sleeping position. Push your weight into your right arm, left arm into this needled twist. Place your left shoulder onto the mat, in the center of the mat. And now also here you can choose to place your head onto a block or a blanket if it feels nice to have a little bit more room in your neck area. And then place your right hand on top of your left and then push that right hand into your left so that your twisting in your middle back is getting a little bit more intensive. I am struggling a little bit with the microphone here. I hope you can hear me well. And breathing deeply into the area where you experience this intensive stretch right now. Breathing into the side flanks of the body, the center spine, your diaphragm. Massaging from inside out. Breathing in and out. One more time deeply. And on an out breath, you place your right hand in front of your face again. Bring your left leg next to your right and push yourself all the way to tabletop position again. And maybe make some comfortable movements for your back, your spine to equalize, to center. And from here, tuck your toes into the mat. Come and sit onto your heels. Bring your tiny toe along onto the mat. And then open your arms. Your right arm's crossing over your left arm, grabbing your shoulder blades tight. And make sure you're sitting with your sitting bones in line, grounding in one line from the crown to the tailbone. And then start rounding and see if you can make that circling movement from that center part of your spine again. So you want to push your diaphragm forward and backward basically, or your lower rib cage. See if you can find that movement less from the higher up shoulders and less from the lower back spine, but really the center in between. Breathing deeply in and out. Massaging physically our spleen and liver as well, but we're focusing today on our grounding qualities connected to the spleen. Move the other way if you didn't do so already, and yes, you will feel your toes. If you really can't handle it anymore, you can always come out, but if you can handle a little bit longer to activate the end point of our meridians in our feet, breathing one more time in and come out. Place your hands onto the floor. If your toes are quite sensitive, maybe wiggle them a little bit from left to right, maybe also tackle them a little bit. And then you come to sit one more time. Open your arms, left arm now over the right. Hold yourself tight and start moving a little bit, rounding again while sitting in a more comfortable position. Focusing and pushing and opening the center of your chest and spine. Maybe your neck is moving along a little. Get energy twirl through your whole body. Make sure you move the other way as well. And then stop the movement and place your right hand next to your thigh and stretch out your left arm all the way overhead. Really make a stretch while pushing your right hand more down into the floor so that you can open the left side of your body even more. Really stretching out while squeezing the right side, shoulders away from your ears, breathing in here. And then move to the other side. Really stretch out. Push your left hand firmly into the floor so that the side of your body is really, the rib cage is really creating some space in this lateral flex. Breathing in here to the side. And out, let go. And then from here, place your hands onto the into tabletop again. Place your knees as wide as you can, toes touching. Bring your hips down and walk your hands far, far away. Feel the stretch on either side again. And from here, after some little activation, yang of the body, we're creating now some space on our left and our right side. Feeling and grounding in a very safe posture, moving downward. How does it feel to have contact with your forehead onto the Mother Earth? How does it feel to have your fingertips sturdy into the mat? How does it feel to connect with your lower body on the earth? Be aware of all your touching points below you. Breathing deeply into the sides of your body. Pushing your ribcage a little bit out, and on an out breath, sinking in. 2 more times, extending, expanding, and sinking in. 1 more time, and out. And then from here, let go of the action in the arms. And then we are moving our right leg into next to our right hand into a dragon posture. If that feels sensitive underneath your left knee, you can always place a blanket there so it feels a little bit more comforted. You can place your toes a little bit outwards, a bit towards 2 o'clock. You place your left hand firmly into the floor and then your right hand onto your right knee. And before we go into a dragon twist, just make some nice movements, some hip circling movements, moving back and forth. And focus here on the front of your left leg, the opening of the front hip the thigh, making some nice massage for our lower spine as well. A mini dragon hula hoop. And then sink your left thigh down again. Now place your hand sturdy onto your knee and twist open for this twisted, twisted dragon. Wow, tongue play was a play with the tongue, this word. So see if you can really find the length all along from your toes towards your shoulders, opening the area of your stomach, while creating a stretch on the front side of our leg and twisting in the same time the center of our body again. So in a moment like this, we are physically affecting our stomach and our spleen, but also energetically, because our energy meridians are going from the front of our leg all the way through the hips, all along on the front, all the way until our tongue, below our tongue. And sitting in this position, breathing in and out, letting go of any tension in your jaw, your hips, your buttocks muscles. Allowing yourself to sink in and deeper and opening more. Your neck can hang as how you would like to have it. I sometimes like it to sink in this posture, but then move a little bit with my neck around to give it a bit of massage. Choose what works for you. It's your body. Everybody is different. Breathing deeply in and out, maybe twist a little bit more or back off a little. Choose what works for you. And 3 times deeply in and out. Out with a sigh. Deeply in and out. One more time. Now on your out breath, you bring your legs all the way back and move yourself down to a child's pose. If a child's pose ain't working for you, you can always shove yourself back to the belly. Choose the option what suits your body right now. And from here, you move yourself. If you were already laying on your belly, you stay there, and otherwise you move yourself there. And from here, we're moving to a seal. So place your hands on the outside of the mat and open your chest all the way up. So what we now want to focus on is not per se a really intense lower back bend, but a bit more an opening of the front of our chest. So sometimes to maintain that, you can place a bolster under your belly so that your lower back is less in a back bend, and push higher up from your hands to really focus on the opening of the chest. See if you can feel the length on each side of your body. And start breathing in and out here, letting go of the tension in your jaw. And letting go of the tension in your buttocks muscles, your leg muscles. See if you can relax them even more. Opening the chest area. Now in a centered way. While earlier we were twisting in this half, in the twisted dragon. Physically affecting our spleen, but here we will energetically activate the meridians of our stomach. Our stomach is the young organ, the partner organ of our spleen. And since the spleen is so important to take the chi energy out of the food of what we're eating, it has a companionship with our stomach. And as I said earlier, these meridians are going all the way to below our tongue. So imagine that we're eating something that is already effective already in contact with our energetic system. And there we are swallowing our food, it ends up in our stomach, and everything we need to be to keep our energetic well-being in balance. The spleen is making sure it takes all the energy we can gain from the food we eat inside to let it travel from there along. Breathing deeply one more time in and out in your belly region, in your diaphragm region. And then slowly, slowly move all the way down. If you have a bolster underneath you, you can take it away. And just place your head on top of your hands and feel here for a moment. Feel what the reaction is of your physical body and the belly area. And from here, you push yourself up to a tabletop position again. And swing your left leg now all the way next to your left hand. If you need something soft underneath your right knee, you can always do so. And then from here, you place your right hand sturdy into the floor, left hand on top of your left knee. And first start to make some juicy hula hoop movements before going into the twisted dragon. Make sure you're stretching the front of your right thigh and opening the hips and creating the space along all the sides of your body. So really feeling how it is to stretch everything out and twirl and twist. And stop that movement. Maybe place your toes a little bit more towards, 11 o'clock, I would say. And then twist your body open. Move your chest, your belly button towards your upper thigh. If it feels good for you, or if it feels you can go a little bit deeper, you can always roll over your left baby toe. Be aware that the focus is really on the front of the body. So not so much the hips, the left hip, but really seeing if you can open the body more, almost towards a back bend shape. Let go of the tension in the muscles. See if you can use your breathing for that. What I said earlier, like as a companionship, the stomach and the spleen are working together. And now we're giving a small twist and squeeze out on our spleen physically in the left side of our waist, so that it later on can suck in really fresh blood and moving and sort of detoxing it itself by sitting in a physical twist while activating the energetic lines as well. And when we experience we are feeling less focused, totally scattered, worried about anything and everything, it might be that this organ needs a little bit more attention, a little bit better food where you can get more energy out. Maybe take time to eat so that you can digest better and you're more busy with chewing the food. Can help grounding more. Being in the here and the now. Are you aware when you're eating? Breathing deeply in and out 3 times more. Feel the diaphragm area, creating some space. Massaging from inside out and ground by letting go. And on your last out breath, you move yourself slowly, slowly back. And see if you want to drop yourself into a child's pose. Or onto your belly and to the floor. Whatever posture is suiting you the most right now. When you're in a child's pose, maybe extend your fingers a little bit further to really feel the length on both sides of your body. When you're laying down on your belly, slowly move back to a child's pose. And feel that extension with the arms again and breathing the space in and out on your left and right side, as if you want to create some more space between every little rib. From here, you move to tabletop position again and then flip yourself around and we'll move into a saddle pose. So a saddle can be pretty intense for many of us, many of our knees. So see, I will show you some options first. So when you would go into a saddle, you can sit in between your feet. If already this feels pretty intense, you can maybe lift up your hips by sitting on a block or on a book or two or a bolster. But then it can also be when you're moving back that it gives a bit intense back bend. So if you experience that, you build up some installation behind you so that you can actually keep your height a little bit up for in sake of the stretch of the front of your body. And you can even place another blanket or another bolster on top. Choose how high you would like to pillow yourself up. And generally, when you place that pillow more or less close to your rib cage, lifting up your chest, it gives less pressure on the front of your body. And by propping yourself up like this, it also gives you a little bit less stretch in the lower spine. If you're okay with your knees, you can totally go and sit in between the legs and lay from here onto the pillow. Maybe you want to feel the difference. And the focus is especially on really the front of our legs and opening the chest, front of our body. So that's what you would like to feel as much as you can. If you have the flexibility and no pain, you can always go all the way down and lay all the way flat onto the mat. If all the way flat is almost there, but not yet fully, you can also place a block or bolster only underneath your shoulder blades to have a little bit of support. Now choose your option here. If any of this all feels like abacadabra, and it ain't working for you at all, you can always stretch out one leg and choose a half saddle pose and then build it up from there. Or if that also doesn't work for your knees, you can place yourself all the way flat onto the mat and place this block underneath the bony part of your sacrum and lay like this. So choose your option and start breathing into your thighs. And I will say, if you decided to go in a half saddle, I will in one moment tell you when to change side. And whenever it feels like it is too intense or you need a little bit more back off a little, really take your body serious, really stay tuned with it. Because in this pose, we don't want to hurt ourselves. We really want to create a stretch to let our energy flow. Breathing deeply in and out. If you chose a half saddle, then make sure you're going to change sides right now. If you're in full saddle and you feel you're able to surrender more, you can always take some props away. If you feel it's too intensive, give yourself a little bit more props to back off a little. And see if you can get in contact with your inner calm. How does it feel to surrender like this onto the mat? Earlier we were laying in a child's pose downward. We are totally now surrendering in an open way. Much more vulnerable. How do you feel when you're allowing yourself to lay here in a vulnerable state? You still give yourself warmth and care that everything is fine. You breathe deeply in and out. Let's deeply breathe in and out 3 times, without through the mouth. And on your last out breath and on your tempo, you push your elbows back into the mat. If you were laying with your lower back onto a block, you place your feet flat onto the mat first and lift your hips slowly, slowly up. But really move slowly to get out of this saddle pose. Twirl yourself around so that you can lay down on your back and feel how the energy is flowing through your spine, through your legs, along your chest. Breathing deeply in and out here. And also be aware how much capability your body has to reset itself. Although you might have experienced some frustration or some fear or your thoughts might have gone anywhere. Everything is just on that moment. Also, that moment shall pass. Like laying here, recovering from a saddle pose, feeling the benefits. Enjoy that moment. And from that moment, we're moving ourselves up to one last yin posture. And that's the one I said we really needed a big bolster to lay fully on it. So what we want to do, we want to place this bolster in the middle of our mat and come sit on it. And sit maybe, depending on the size of your bolster, sit more or less in the middle. And then I'll place this a little bit aside. And then you start rolling yourself down. But what you want to seek for is laying with your shoulder blades onto the mat. So you want to place your both shoulder blades on the mat. Maybe keep your feet still onto the floor. Lift your tailbone a little bit up and away from you. And then the top, the corner of the bolster is more or less in the area of your diaphragm. So the lower rib cage is pushed up. And you can stretch out both legs and lay them on top of the bolster. Feet are maybe falling a little bit out. And you can always choose if you want to put something behind the back of your head. And see if you can surrender in this posture. Another open, vulnerable way of laying here. And at the same time, giving some stretch to our middle ribcage area, the diaphragm area, the stomach. Now physically squeezing the spleen and the liver a little bit. And it's so beautiful in yin that when we look at our connective tissue, our fascia, I find it almost like spider webs in the morning dew. And then your body is fully connected and covered of that in the inside. A beautiful network of complexity, covering and protecting your bones, muscles, ligaments, and all to allow ourselves to ground and calm. Because when we do so, when we feel that grounding from within again, we generally experience more spontaneity again. We're suddenly doing something again which we maybe sometimes lack the energy for. Being connected to your own grounding is so precious. It gives a happy feeling, gives a feeling of focus. And these emotions and feelings are so much nicer than the anxious and the worrier inside of us. So whenever you feel that, make sure you give yourself some time to arrive back within. Breathing deeply in and out here 3 times, out with a sigh. place your feet maybe back onto the mat. And find a way to roll off of that big bolster or pillow. Put it on the side of you and stretch out your legs. And come lay down. If you experience some sensitivity in your spine and you really feel like you want to make yourself a little bit round and make some movements for your lower spine, it's totally fine to choose what works for you on this moment. And then stretch out your legs. When you are still massaging your lower back, place your hand palms up and surrender your body onto the Mother Earth. Allow yourself to sink maybe a few centimeters down into the mat, into the earth below you. Using your in and your out breath normally. With every in-breath, you make sure you're here, and on every out-breath, you get a bit more heavier, sinking down, a bit more down. Feel the limbs of your body into the mat. Surrender more and more on every out-breath. If you feel like staying longer in this Shavasana, just push pause and allow yourself to stay here a while longer. And whenever you feel ready, either now or later, you can come back with me. And when you're ready to come back, start deepening your breathing again. Feel how your breathing is massaging your body from inside out. The space along your both sides. Start wiggling your fingers and your toes through your ankles and your wrists. And then bring your knees towards your chest again and make some nice movements here, or just squeeze your knees in a little bit more to your chest, whatever suits you on this moment. From there, you fall over to your favorite side and stay there for a moment. Stay a moment. Feel how it is to breathe to the back of your body. Feel once more the space you can breathe between the rib cage, all the different ribs in your body. And feel the breathing into your diaphragm. And on the next out breath, you push yourself up to a seated position with your eyes closed. Place your hands onto your knees, breathing in for length along your spine, and on the out breath, sink your sitting bones a bit deeper into the mat. Use your in-breath to grow and out to ground. And from here, bring your hands in prayer pose in front of your heart. And do you feel anything right now you would like to focus to? you would like to focus on, you would like to move towards. Is there anything within you who feels where you like to go and which steps you'd like to take? Just trust your spontaneity, trust your own calm, trust your own grounding. You're totally capable of doing so. Breathing deeply in and out, fold your mind towards your heart so that your heart would always lead. And when you're ready, you slowly come up and blink open your eyes. Thank you for joining me on this journey. I hope you feel way more calm, way more grounded. And I'm very much looking forward to have you with me on another class. There is some already on my channel, so you can always choose another one to follow as well. And if you didn't hear it already, if you didn't see it already, I will be launching weekend and week retreats, and I'm super grateful for that. So if you'd like to know more about it, check out my website, my pages. They will be in the Netherlands and in south of France. Some season retreats in autumn, focus on autumn and in winter, spring and summer. All the dates are already mentioned. First will be September weekend in France and a week retreat in France, yin and yang. And then in October, there will be an autumn retreat in the Netherlands. And then after that, we will have some in December and January and so on, a few other months coming. Also, my week retreats have some new dates in 2021. So really, if you feel you want to know more, don't hesitate to contact me. Don't hesitate to follow me. And I hope to see you next time. Namaste.